Joe, Passion Unchained, here to help you build a life that you love. I'm going to tell you why you have ONEITIS. First, let me explain what ONEITIS is. In the dating community, in the manosphere, if you will, there's this term called ONEITIS, which I really like. It's one of the terms that I appreciate. ONEITIS is a state of lusting after a girl who isn't giving you the light of day. And it's a feeling of like, oh, I have to have her, but what if I just did this? What if I just did that? What if I just, oh man, like I really wish that she liked me. I really wish that she was responding to my text. How can I get her to respond to my text? How can I get her to come over and fuck me? What's going on? What did I do wrong? And it is a very frustrating and annoying state of mind, one that is not attractive to women and one that is extremely distracting to your whole life. In the end, ONEITIS can completely distract you from your mission in life and make your day a very bad day. So why do you have ONEITIS? I'm going to break this down. We're going to break down the beliefs just through a line of questioning. And hopefully by the end, you'll have a little more ability to see through the ONEITIS into the back of what is behind it. Because one thing that I think I can offer that I haven't seen in the dating community yet is a step-by-step, actual actionable way to be non-needy and to be completely comfortable in yourself when it comes to being around girls and getting with girls. So, without further ado, ONEITIS. Focusing on a girl, right? You're focusing on a girl. You are emotionally drawn to her. You have this pull, right? And you may feel like she's the only one for you. I mean, that's the whole idea of ONEITIS. But why, right? Why do you feel like she's the only one for you? What is wrong with you going out after other women? Now, often the emotional journey and the emotional reasons are different for everybody, but I'm going to make it as general as possible so that this will strike a chord with as many guys as possible. Because somebody might have ONEITIS for a different reason than somebody else, but there's a line through all of it that is constant. With differences here and there for individuals, but it's constant, this line through all of it. Why can't you get other girls, right? Well, obviously, if you have ONEITIS, you don't think you can. And that reason could be, well, I don't think I'm good enough for other girls. That's extremely common. It's like, well, I'm focused on this one girl because I don't have enough self-worth. I don't feel like other girls would want me. And sometimes that's based on like, oh, I'm fat. But even if you are fat, you got fat because you don't respect yourself. So it still comes back to a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-esteem. I don't mean self-esteem like, here's a participation trophy, feel good about yourself, because that actually doesn't help your self-esteem. There's a great book called The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. My friend suggested to me and I read, and it was good. It explains self-esteem in a grounded way that I very much appreciate. So you don't value yourself enough to believe that other girls would want you. And if you can also point at physical characteristics, maybe I don't have money, or maybe I don't have a good physique, I'm fat. It's like, okay, fair enough. There may be physical things holding you back too, but there are a lot of guys who go out and get girls despite physical limitations. When I was fat, I still got some girls. So the physical limitations, while they might make it harder, they're not the reason you're not getting girls. The reason you're not getting girls is because there's this belief in your head that you don't deserve it. So maybe you don't take as much action. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. You won't maybe take action. Maybe you'll get a girl's number and you won't follow up. Maybe you'll go on a date and you won't try to get her back to your place if you really want sex. It's like, these things add up and these things create your fears and they manifest how you feel about yourself. If you don't feel you deserve women, you're not going to be on your side. You're not going to try, and you're going to get in your way if you do end up getting close. For the longest time, I would push girls away. I would sleep with this. I used to think I was cursed. I used to think I could only have girls over twice. And when I would have a girl over and we would have sex twice, then I would find some reason to get mad at her and push her away. Thanks to my mentor's help and his coaching, I was able to get over that, and now it's not an issue anymore. And yeah, some girls fall off, but it's not because I pushed them away. It's because we weren't right for each other in the first place. So as long as you don't get in your way, you can get what you want. Things will come to you, and not even things will come to you, but you'll be empowered to go and get them. So first step is to figure out, okay, if I don't believe I can get any other girl, which is why I'm focused on this one girl, then in the end, hold on, I need to put this on Do Not Disturb. In the end, I'm telling myself I don't deserve women. So that's the first step, is understand that the problem is inside you, which gives you the responsibility, right? And so if you don't feel you deserve women, well, what is self-esteem? How do you allow yourself to feel you deserve women? It's multifaceted. It's not an easy answer, but there are a lot of things you can do, a lot of tools. One tool, and I'm going to have to do several videos on this because this is a broad topic of how to get over one-itis, but I'm going to start here. Some tools. Be impeccable with your word. Integrity. Build and maintain integrity. I have, at this point, a large amount of integrity. If I say something, it means I mean it. I recently had a friend who is having issues with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was reacting to some things he did based on some emotional things. I won't go any further than that. There are some emotional things. It wasn't his fault, really. It was her emotional things. And I don't know everything because he keeps her secrets pretty well. So if she's watching this, he didn't tell me more than you let him tell me, because, like, of course, I'm sure there are some things private there I don't know about and I don't want to know about. But basically, she has some emotional things going on, and she projected that onto him. And in the end, she felt entitled to stuff from him, which is not okay. In a relationship, you're never entitled to something from anyone else. And he came asking me for help. I told him you should be clear with her about, you should make clear boundaries with her so that she knows that she can't, that she's not entitled to anything. And even if she feels that way, it's important for you to draw the line so that your relationship can survive. Or if it needs to die, it will die. But that's because it needs to. You can't compromise your boundaries here, because the moment you submit to her saying that she's entitled to certain things from you, that is the moment that you slip into codependency. You've made an important precedent that she has power over your boundaries. You are no longer a sovereign being, and then you'll slip into codependence. There's more to it, but that's the gist of it. And at first he fought back. At first he was like, you know what? No, I'm going to give her more love. If she says that she needs me, then she needs me, and I'm going to be there for her, and I'm going to offer her more love in response to her being angry at me and saying, and lashing out at me. I'm going to offer her more love. And I'm like, you're making a silly mistake. And I maintain integrity. It was hard for me to confront my friend and say, hey, you know what? I think you're making a mistake. I really wanted to be like, you know what? Okay, fine. You're right. Like, I don't want this conflict. I love you, my friend. I love you. I don't want to have this friction in our relationship. So I'm going to just submit and say, you do you. But it was important to me to maintain integrity. And heck, I'd be a shit friend if I didn't. I continued to be like, I think you're making a silly mistake. I think you are compromising your boundaries to a point where it's setting an extremely strong precedent, and you could potentially slip into a codependent crisis over time. But you've made this precedent, and right now you have to make sure that you choose you, and you can still be warm to her and say, hey, like, I love you. I just don't want to enable you to feel entitled to things in my relationship. And it took him a few days, but he eventually came around and saw what I was seeing, and made the right decision, and decided to, in a loving way, draw boundaries with her. But to bring it back to building your self-esteem, because that was a little bit of a tangent, but an important tangent, I now have a lot more confidence in myself. I've put bricks upon my foundation. I am now a much stronger man. I am a much stronger person. I know that when I say something, I mean it, because there was a recent time where I didn't want to say what I meant, but I did anyway, and it made me stronger. It made me trust myself more. That's a big part of it, being able to trust yourself. You trust yourself, you feel you're worthy, right? You feel you're worthy, you feel girls will like you. If you like you, girls will like you. If you don't like you, some girls will like you, but they'll be fighting you because you're going to try to get them to feel the same way about you that you do. Now, let me say that again. You are going to try to make girls feel the same way about you that you feel about you. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't like yourself, and you know if you do or don't, you might lie, you might be like, you might be able to lie to yourself at the surface, but in the deep, you know if you respect yourself or not. You know if you feel like you're deserving of love or not. And if you feel you are, you're going to let people in. You're not going to put up with anybody giving you shit. But if you don't feel like you deserve love, you are going to try to attract people who will feel the same way about you do. You might, one easy way this manifests is if you chase after girls who aren't really there for you, who aren't giving you the time of day. If a girl stops responding, if a girl's being unclear and I try to prompt her like, hey, like what's going on? Are you down to meet up? Are you into me, etc.? And she doesn't respond, she doesn't update me, like I move on super quick. Once because sometimes a girl might be into me, but not a good texter. And there's a girl I'm seeing right now that's like that. And I found that out because I was like, hey, like, what's going on? Are we okay? And she's like, yeah, we're okay. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you don't really text back. You don't really respond. And it's just that she's a shit texter. And that's okay. I'm fine working with the shit texter who wants to see me. I'm just not fine working with somebody who doesn't want to see me and trying to get her to see me. Because, like, I deserve love. If you have people in your life that are not giving you the time of day and you're giving them the time of day, then you're a masochist. You don't feel you deserve love. It's just as simple as that. And you have to uncover why that is. And that's an emotional journey that I can help you with coaching and on this YouTube channel. It's not as clear cut and dry. It's a step to take, but that step, there's nuance and confusing because it's emotional. Emotions don't follow linear logic. So figure out why, and then also build up those pillars of self-esteem. I would say 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem is an amazing book. I think that's a good place to stop for this episode. I've given you a great introduction. I'll probably have to do some more episodes on this. I don't want to go on for hours because I could. But there's an intro episode to how to get over ONEITIS, is just realize that in the end, it just means that you don't feel you deserve women, because otherwise, if you felt you deserve women, you just be like, okay, well, this girl's not giving me attention, I'm going to go focus on other girls, if you were a healthy being. And if you're not doing that, that points to the fact that you don't feel like you deserve women. So, and that's fine. I didn't feel like I deserved women for the longest time. Even when I was getting them, I didn't feel like I deserved them. It's important to have compassion for yourself and to be like, okay, well, I don't feel like I am. What can I do to make myself feel like I am? And I'll do more videos on this. As I talk more about it, I'll be able to get deeper at it because I'm in a process of learning how to teach here too. So bear with me. I'm excited to talk to you more about this. And if you want my coaching, then check out the link below. 12-week program. At the beginning of the program, I do a photo shoot for you, get your online dating profile on fucking point. 12 weeks of weekly sessions, as well as you can let me know, you can reach out to me over email during the week. I'll respond when I can within 24 to 48 hours. And I'll get you from zero to hero. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like these videos, you want more of them, and you want to get them minute one. Wishing you the best. Go build a life you love.